What's that? Uh, Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. Got his hand on the button.
And now, our feature program.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
What's up? We are starting on time.
I know.
Actually, we're early.
Yes, that's what it should have been called. We're finally early.
We're early.
If you did that, it would have taken him too long to type that much, and we would have been late.
Yes, we would have. All right. So, how did everybody enjoy your weekend?
Wait, there was a weekend?
Well, you didn't have a weekend.
I have a weekend.
I could say the same thing, but for different reasons. Because every day is a weekend to me.
Well, that's what happens when you're 150 years old and you finally retire.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happens. I made plans to go up. I might not even actually be able to do this show next Thursday because I'll be on my way back. So I'm going to see Jeremy. I'm going to see Jeremy.
Yes.
So you should just stay until we do the show and do the show from Jeremy's house.
I have other people to see after seeing Jeremy. I'm trying to see Chris, but Chris says, no, screw you, Smitty. I talk a big game about you to come by to visit. But every time you're close to mention it, I always seem to have something come up. But that's okay.
It's because I don't have a life. I work. And this is like the only free time I have.
So I will come on Thursday night, next Thursday. And
just go down, visit him Thursday night, do the podcast from there, and then go home Friday.
Yeah, because you'll know he'll be home for that.
Yeah, Chris is about to get really busy on us over the next, 3 weeks.
Why would he get really busy in the next 3 weeks? What's happening?
Because not this weekend, but next weekend I fly to Norfolk to go and do my 2 weeks up there. And then I come back, and I'm back for a week. And then I fly back to Norfolk for school.
Oh, jeez.
Come back, and then I have drill weekend.
Wow.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, and then
so does that mean you're going to be streaming from Norfolk next week?
Yeah, not next week. The week after.
The week after.
I'll be in a hotel, yeah.
Oh. Fun. You'll have to stop by and see if Gibbs is still around.
There's Gibbs.
If you watch NCIS, you would know. But actually,
I
Gibbs
do
is
watch
in Canada.
NCIS. I didn't realize that that's the reference to NCIS.
Yes, because they're in Norfolk.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anyhow.
Anyhow.
Why am I getting reverb from somebody?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
No idea.
Anyhow. All right, Chris. Since you were able to get to the college this week, do you want to go to it?
Chris went to college this week?
Yes, he went to college this week.
Man, he doesn't have enough to do, apparently.
Apparently not. So, top 10, and apparently I can't type. We had quite a bit of shakeup in the top 10 this week.
I was trying to figure out who that team was.
So, Georgia, as I typed it in the Google Doc, moved up to number 1. Ohio State moved up to number 2. And they finally dropped Bama down to 3. The reason they did that is because they lost a very close game that they probably should have lost to Texas A&M. Texas A&M had the ball on, I believe, the 1 or the 2, and choked, essentially. So, that's 2 very close games that Alabama's had this season. So they finally decided they were going to drop them.
Isn't that both Texas teams, too?
Texas A and Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So Alabama is not nearly as good as I think people think they were.
Clemson moves up to number. Did I have that in no change? Oh, I messed with the doc. Clemson moves up 1 to number 4. Michigan. Some of these are wrong. Michigan drops 1 to number 5. Tennessee moves up 2 to number 6. USC is at 7. They dropped 1. 8, and the doc's all jacked up. 8 is Oklahoma State. They dropped 1. 9 is Ole Miss, no change, and 10 is actually Penn State.
Yes,
that's no change as well.
So with Texas A&M beating Alabama, are they finally ranked now?
So they didn't beat Alabama. They lost to them, but they had it on like the 1 yard line and had a chance to win it and choked and clock ran out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it was a really exciting game actually. Texas A&M went out to a big head start, had a pretty good sized lead. Alabama ate that lead up. I'm very interested in the game this weekend because we have Tennessee playing Alabama.
Yes, and I will talk more about that here in a minute.
Okay.
And then Heisman odds, nothing's really changed. The only person that's moved up is Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. CJ Stroud from Ohio State is still the overwhelming favorite. He is, I think, a minus 125 favorite. But yeah,
is Bryce still number 2? Even though he's missed 2 games?
I don't think so. I think he dropped. I'd have to look.
I think
so. And then a lot of firing so far this season for coaches. So I wanted to go over that a little bit. Scott Frost from Nebraska, he was fired week 2. We kind of talked about that. Herm Edwards from Arizona State was fired week 3. Jeff Collins from Georgia Tech was fired week 4. Paul Chryst from Wisconsin and Carl Durrell from Colorado were both fired after week 5. So, yeah. And I don't foresee, and I don't see some of these stopping.
You like firing across the boards and stuff. I'm not sure I understand the purpose of firing a college head coach in week 2.
So one, I don't think there was any value added to keep him. So they give the associate head coach a chance, right? But by firing him now, they can start interviewing people immediately for next season, so they get a little bit ahead of the curve.
Same with when you fire them in week 5 and stuff. I guess yeah. Well, why do they even have him? Why do they even have him coach week 1? If you're gonna fire him week 2, have a different coach already.
Yeah. Well, so they fired him after week 2. So when basically there was 0 change in the program, like you could see there was no change in the town. It wasn't going to be a good season under him. So why not? And then like Paul Chryst was the one that I kind of figured he was out after this season. And I think the reason they released him when they did is because they wanted to see, I can't think of the guy's name, but he's their defensive coordinator. He's the acting head coach right now. Like he's predicted probably to take over. And I think they wanted to see a little bit of what he could give prior to, maybe making that decision to make him, officially the head coach.
I was actually sure. I don't follow Wisconsin that well, but I know them well enough to say I was a little bit surprised they fired Paul. I wasn't surprised, especially after the collapse of last couple games. But I don't know. I thought Wisconsin was a pretty good program. I can't believe they actually fired him. Oh. I know nothing about Colorado.
All right. So, what's the games to watch this week, Chris?
We got last games first. Last week's games first.
Yeah, last week's first. So Tennessee obviously spanked LSU 40-13. Utah versus UCLA. UCLA won 42-32. TCU TCU beat Kansas 38-31. Oklahoma got destroyed by Texas in Quinn Ewers' return, 49-0.
I thought it would be a better game. That's why I put him up there.
Yeah, you would assume, and then that just showed you how good Quinn Ewers actually is. Do I think he's overrated right now just because of that game? Yes, but he is a difference maker. And then Texas Tech versus Oklahoma State. That was, I believe, your upset pick, and Oklahoma.
It was
41-31, so it was still a close game.
It was, and I think it was a little closer than the score dictated, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm And also, which I didn't do this, Doc, but someone showed it to me. I didn't know this, that the Coastal Carolina is in the top 25. So, hoo-yah and hoo-yah.
There you go.
Number 25.
Chris looks like he's confused.
I am confused because I didn't see them, but I also didn't look past number 10.
Yeah. No, someone sent it to me on our group chat.
That was Nate.
Yeah, that was Nate.
Yeah, they're number 25.
They're not. James Madison is 25.
Oh, well, then what did I see? Maybe it was a coach's poll.
Oh, what I sent you in the thing was somebody had ranked the top 15 undefeated teams in the country, and they were at 15.
Oh, maybe that was it. Okay, well, I'm going to shut. Please erase everything I just said. So
They
don't
did
listen.
receive quite a few votes. So the only people that aren't, so essentially they're 26. They're 28.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Carolina received 98 votes, Baylor received 91, and Coastal Carolina received 61 points, I should say. Yeah, so in the point standing between so number 4 is 1348, and number 1 is 1535. So there's just 90. I can't do math, but just under 100 points difference in between 1 and 2. 1535 and Ohio State's at 1507 in AP. So games to watch this week. Only a few. Number 10, Penn State takes on number 5 Michigan at noon on Fox. Yeah, I hope Penn State shit stomps Michigan. Number 3 versus number 6. So number 3 Alabama versus number 6 Tennessee. 3:30 on CBS. That is my upset pick of the week. I think that's the nation's upset pick of the week. I don't think Alabama going to Rocky Top is going to pull very well for them. And then number 8 Oklahoma State versus number 13 TCU is 3:30 on ABC. I think TCU takes this one, honestly, because TCU offensively is on a roll right now.
They really are. And I'm not impressed really with Oklahoma State. I mean, I know they're number 8, but I mean, they're better than a lot of teams, but they're definitely not top 5 quality, and I think TCU very well might be.
They're in the Big 12. You ever notice how all these Big 12 conference games are, you have 41, 42 versus 31, right? And then you look at some of these other games, and they're like 21-10. Or like,
right.
There's no defenses in the Big 12.
No. Do you think Penn State's going to pull off the upset against Michigan? I know you hope. I'm sorry, the team up north.
So
I know you hope they do.
I would say if Penn State's running game is on point and their defense, because really the thing that's kept Michigan in games this season is Blake Corum, their running back. So if they can find a way to limit him, I'm not going to say shut him down, but limit him, I think they can squeak it out. They got a veteran quarterback, Sean Clifford. The dude's like either a 5th or 6th year senior. Like the dude's been around. He's been through wars with Ohio State. He knows how to win football games. Yeah, I think if they play their game, they can beat Michigan.
So Ohio State plays like Kentucky University at will.com something this week or something.
They have a bye week this week.
Okay, I knew they didn't have no money or something like that. So I'm just wondering. That tends to, if other teams do pretty well in the top 4 or 5, they tend to jump teams that have bye weeks.
Yeah,
that might happen.
I don't doubt that it could happen if Clemson smokes them. I mean, right now Ohio State's averaging, I think it's like 42 or 44 points a game. With the exception of the first game of the season against Notre Dame, I don't think anybody's come within 21 points of us.
So
score-wise, like we've been like 21 or more. So a lot of people are saying Ohio State's offense is the best offense in the country. I'd have to, fairly agree. But then again,
oh yeah, I agree.
Play a good defense, until we play Penn State. Honestly, I'm not gonna be like, hey, we have a top 5 or top 10 defense or even offense until we play somebody that's not kind of a scrub.
I think Ohio State. I mean, Georgia is just looking really good. They had one almost trip up, but Ohio State hasn't even had that.
Yeah.
Georgia almost. Ohio State hasn't even had that yet. So
I got asked the other day, what I thought about an Ohio State Georgia matchup. I was like, well, based off what I've seen from Georgia thus far in the season, their offense is especially slow starting, and you cannot do that against Ohio State because if your offense is slow starting and your defense can't slow Ohio State down, they're going to put 28 points up on you in the first half, and not going to be able to come back in the second half. So that's essentially the key. Is if you can slow Ohio State's offense down, that's how you win against them. If you can't slow their offense down, you're kind of screwed because we have at least a halfway decent defense.
So you're saying that colleges that don't really pay attention to defense needs to stop an offense with defense.
that's pretty good.
Defense wins football games.
Yes, but colleges seem to forget that.
Or if you have a really good offense and a mediocre defense, you should be all right. But that's all I have for college.
Yeah.
I love college.
Smitty's getting invested.
Start watching college.
I heard my name.
You're going to have to one of these days, Jeremy. You are from the college belt now.
You are the college town. Yes, Jeremy. You need to.
Yeah, all right. Smitty, do you have any stupid stats for us today?
I do. I have stats here. I got a couple. Let's go through maybe more than a couple. Depends on how good they are and how interesting they are. I don't expect anybody to know these except maybe Jeremy. Name the only. I don't know how old these facts are, so they might have changed. No, 2022, June of 2022. So these are updated facts of the NFL. Statistics. Name the only NFL team that has never had a 4,000-yard passer.
That's never.
The Chicago Bears.
No, Jay Cutler did it in Chicago.
I am going to go with.
Jacksonville, maybe?
No, the Jaguars went to the playoffs once. So he must have.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Just give an answer, dude. It's not need to be like all thought about. Just.
No, I'll go with the
What's your
Jets.
first get?
I'll go with the Jets.
And what do you think, Jeremy? What'd you say?
I haven't said anything yet. I'm trying to think still.
You had all that time.
I know. I'm running through different teams and who was their 4,000, at least one of their passers that threw for at least 4,000 yards.
Yeah, if there was anybody. Oh, I should have gone with that team.
Perhaps Justin Fields can do it.
Perhaps Justin Fields can complete a damn pass.
I was gonna say that he's getting sacked. Like, if they'd actually throw the ball more often, he would break this amount of times being sacked by like 20.
Probably. So.
I'm gonna go with. So it's still an active NFL team.
Yeah.
Okay,
just more down Travis had. Come on now.
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers.
That's a very good guess. And I thought you were right Jeremy, when you said that the Bears had that Cutler did it, but Cutler did not. Cutler had 5 3,000-yard years in a row, but that was it. It is the Bears. The Chicago Bears have never had a 4,000-yard.
There you go, Chris.
According to this website. Now, okay, I'll go on with the next one. Okay. This team has had 2 separate stretches of 30 years without a playoff win.
Cincinnati.
So they're at least 60 years old, whatever team this is.
2 30-year stretches without a playoff win.
I would say the Green Bay Packers, but they always at least make it through the first round. They just lose when it comes to the NFC title game.
I'd say the Giants.
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Ooh, good call. I wasn't even thinking about them.
What do you say, Chris?
I said the Bengals.
That's right. Okay. Y'all can say the same answers if you want to. Right now we are 2 for 2. One of you guys guessed right. It was the Lions.
Yes.
Yes, the Lions there. Okay. Yeah, we know this because he's awesome. I don't know about Sammy Ball. Okay. Here's an interesting stat. Does anybody know how many times Walter Payton won the Russian title in his career?
Walter Payton.
Yes. How many times did Walter Payton win the Russian title?
Jeremy's looking up on his phone.
No, I'm over here trying to translate Korean.
I'm gonna go with.
Look, this is what's on my phone. Can you guys read that?
No, it's just white.
Exactly. Look the website. It's not even a. I'm gonna go with 4.
Chris.
I'm gonna say.
Say, well, I can't hear you.
1.
Okay. What do you think, Travis?
I think I said 5.
5. Okay.
It's probably 0 times.
It's not 0 times, but one of you 3 got the answer right again, and it happened to be Chris. He won it 1 time.
Really?
Yes. These are very weird statistics, and here's the last statistic. I have 20 of them. I'm only going to do 4.
Yeah, and then we'll save the rest for another
Do
day.
5.
Right.
No,
Do
4 is a good
I'll do
number.
5. Okay, 5 is a good number. Okay. The youngest Hall of Fame inductee was Gale Sayers. Okay.
Okay.
How old was he when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame?
33.
33. Well, these are a bunch of Chicago questions, aren't they?
I'm gonna go with 30.
30, 33. And what do you got, Jeremy?
28, because that was before they had that restriction, isn't it?
It was in 19. He got inducted in 77.
I think that was before they had that minimum years of out of the league before being inducted.
Yeah.
So 28, 31, and 34. Is that the answers I got?
33.
33. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That's right. Because 34 was the actual answer. I almost gave it away.
So we were all under without going over, but Chris was the closest.
It was a close one.
Okay, we'll do 5. That way we can do this 4 times.
Okay, and this one here is for the New England Patriot fans.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Chris. You might know it too. The New England Patriots are the New England Patriots, but they were almost named something else. What were they almost named? They almost had a different name. They were going to be called the Patriots, but they weren't going to be called New England.
They were going to be the Boston Patriots. They were originally the Boston Patriots.
No,
Okay,
they went to Hartford. They were going to get a new name.
Oh, yeah, if they went to Hartford.
So they were almost called something Patriots, but it wasn't New England.
And it wasn't Hartford.
No, it wasn't going to be.
When the Patriots moved from Boston to Foxborough, the ownership wanted a new name.
Oh, yeah, because they were going to be the. I think originally they were going to be the Foxborough. No, they weren't going to be the Foxborough Patriots. Were they? Oh, I know. I've seen this. It's at the stadium because they have like a Patriots Hall of Fame, and they talk about this. There's like a placard that talks about it. I think it's supposed to be they were going to be the Foxborough Patriots. Yeah.
No idea.
The Massachusetts Patriots? I don't know.
The Bay State Patriots. But because the initials would be BS, they decided not to go with the name BS Patriots.
That would have been perfect.
All right. So we ready to get into some little NFL stuff?
Absolutely.
All right. First thing I want to talk about is so the Washington Commies and the Chicago Bears are playing tonight.
No, they aren't.
Yep. And last week we had the
Seattle and
Denver Broncos and Indianapolis Colts play.
Yeah, that's right.
And so far, none of the Thursday night games have really been good games. How would you guys have liked to have paid $1 billion to have the exclusive rights for Thursday night games and be showing crappy teams playing on Thursday night to the point where there really aren't that many people watching them?
I would love to have $1 billion to spend on something, so I'm okay with it.
The thing is, even with the lackluster crowds that's drawing in to watch, it's still pulling in enough to make it worth it for them.
Right, because it's 10-year agreement?
11.
And I think that's terrible altogether because the fact is I like the idea of a Thursday night game, but I don't like it as far as the teams not really getting a chance to. It's a bad product on Thursday night usually.
But yes, Thursday night's always been a bad product since day one. Every once in a while, do you get a good game on a Thursday night?
What they should be doing, I think we talked about this before. Maybe we didn't. Maybe I talked about it
last year we did.
But the week before, you don't start Thursday night the beginning of the week, the beginning of the year. You wait for the bye weeks.
Well, no, you can start it the first week of the year because
not if you do the my way. You start the bye weeks. You have 2 games on Thursday night, and the people on the bye week, the week prior, that Sunday before the Thursday, they take their bye week then. They play Thursday, and that way they're off the following Sunday again because that was that week, and they have time to play the Thursday night game. But you do it twice with 4 teams. That's what they should be doing, I think.
No, I think
that's a lot of money.
I think we had decided that what they should do is if you you're going to play Thursday night, you don't play into that next following Sunday. You play Sunday night. I think that's how we had thought about it.
We had said they can't play the Sunday beforehand because Sunday to Thursday doesn't give them enough time to relax,
right,
or to recover. I mean, worst case scenario is they have to play like a 1 o'clock on a Sunday. If they play anything later than that, they're already screwed. But yes, I agree with Smitty. They should have a bye week prior to it. I mean, you could open the season with doubleheader on a Thursday night, and then the teams don't play that Sunday, so you could almost crank out an extra week of Thursday night football that way.
Yeah.
Or do it the primetime Super Bowl champions versus someone game.
Yeah,
which is pretty much what they do on Thursday night.
Considering we are almost at the end of the first half and nobody has scored yet.
They got on the half-yard line once.
Yeah, they've made it to the 5-yard line. They've made it to the half-yard line. It looks like Washington's finally getting closer.
Washington's still not in the red zone yet.
No. But it's just like, can you imagine being like, this is a good idea. Let's buy the exclusive rights for Thursday nights, and it's only going to be showed on our streaming system, but we're going to get crappy games, and we're not going to end up pulling in as many people as we thought because all the local radio stations are having the games on the radio anyways. So if your team is playing Thursday,
they're making their money back alone in advertisements.
That's true.
Because it's still technically nationally televised, and in order to get on it, you have to pay Amazon Direct to be a commercial on the game.
Yeah, but I've noticed more and more commercials are just Amazon because people are, I think, more companies are realizing not many people are watching Thursday nights is like when it was on like NBC or Fox or whatever.
No, Amazon's just only selling a certain amount of it. They want people watching their network, and they want people seeing advertisements for their products.
Yeah, but I haven't even seen like the beer commercial or anything like that on it at all.
You don't sell beer. You don't need to sell beer.
But the beer commercials are always
you don't
better.
Need commercials for beer, toilet paper, and Chinese food. Have you ever in your life seen a commercial for Chinese food?
No, I can't.
No, I have not.
But yet they're everywhere, aren't they?
They are.
Some things you do not need commercials to sell.
But they still have the commercials for with the bears for the toilet paper.
Yeah, that's just because they're greedy.
All right, so the next thing. So Danny Holmes of the Giants had a viral video of his butt taken last Sunday when a trainer was working on his thigh. Well, because he says the tent was full and I needed it done right then and there. And instead of
it was
throwing
in England, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So instead of throwing a fit, he decided to create an NFT out of it. So I was always told you need to be able to laugh at yourself. And apparently at this time, and because he can, he's going to make some money off of it by creating an NFT if people actually buy it. Would you guys do the same kind of thing where you guys just laugh it off, say, hey, I got a way I can make money out of this because it went viral, so...
I believe the fact of an NFT is it's not found other locations.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to kind of capitalize on an NFT, it can't be like everywhere on the internet.
I don't remember seeing this video.
You didn't? Sure. That's why Deshaun Watson was gonna jump ship to go.
Oh, you mean the actual video of on the sideline?
Yeah.
Yeah. The dude looks like he's getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't working out his thigh. Why, he's not working out his thigh. Why was his pants down? I mean, seriously.
Because they had to get to the thigh somehow.
Yeah, there's a lot of pads there.
You take him in the tent. What the hell?
Well, that's what he said. The tent was full.
Tent was full.
Oh.
He couldn't get in there, so he's like, "Screw it, let's just do it here." And it's like he had like other players that on his team comment and be like, "Dude, why didn't you like wrap yourself up in like a towel or something?" He's like, "I didn't have time. I wanted it done quickly. I needed to get back
England,
out of there."
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's
their
just the top
nudity
half
is
of the ass. It's nothing that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't like full asshole.
You are top ass.
I mean, it's just like Smitty's gonna be once he hits that level of Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Tent was full.
Sure was full.
Okay, so this past 2 weeks so far in Thursday Night Football, we have 8 field goals in total. No other points. 8 field goals so far in 6 quarters.
That sounds like
phenomenal
great
defensive
gameplay.
games. That's what it sounds like to me. Great defensive games.
No, because I'm just watching receivers drop the ball like crazy.
And quarterbacks miss their wide open receivers.
Yep. And Chris
But
is like, "Yep, that's my team."
That's your quarterback. You banked on him.
I did, but he's playing.
It might actually be worse for your case that the fact he is playing.
He's playing behind one of the worst offensive line. He's gonna be fine. He has no defense with him, so the numbers, he will be fine.
He'll be fine once he leaves the Bears and goes somewhere else, right?
Probably.
Well, didn't Mitch Trubisky try that? And he just got benched for Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I think that was more of a political Pittsburgh, fan base freaking out, saying, I want Pickett. I think that was...
That's because he didn't do anything to hold his job. He wasn't winning games.
It's true. It's true.
You want to keep your job, you win games.
Yeah, it's true. That's why even up here they're talking about Mac Jones not being the starter when he comes back, considering like what's his face had one okay game against the Lions defense that wasn't there at all.
No, Mac is
Jones
not back.
Mac Jones fine. His job is fine.
Yeah, but the problem
Unless
is
Zippy
everybody
is
up here
able
is
to
what
pretty
have you
much
done.
take over a game. It's still Mac's job.
Right. Well, the problem is everybody up here is what have you done for me lately, and since Mac didn't win, so. All right, so let's talk about Nate's favorite wide receiver. Devontae Adams apparently has been charged by the authorities with a misdemeanor assault after Monday night's game, which he pushed a photographer to the ground on his way out of the stadium after the loss. In Missouri, misdemeanor assault charges carries up to 1 year in jail and a fine up to $2,000. Well, and during this time, the NFL is also mulling over suspending Adams. So I understand freedom of the press, and like they wanted their ability to get like pictures and stuff like that. But he was acting more and more like just paparazzi and being in the way because he was looking for the shot of Adams' face when he was pissed because they lost that game and by 1 point.
Yeah,
Am I the only one who thinks the photographer was in the wrong on this one?
Shouldn't
I think you're in the wrong place.
Again, when you are a receiver making however many millions of dollars, you should know better. That I get it. Emotions run high, but at the same time, like, do I think the dude needs to press fucking charges? No. But
No.
This photographer is looking for that bag of cash.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would too.
If you watch the video, the photographer literally runs right into his path.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Adams goes out of his way to go hit him. It's like, no, the photographer literally goes right into Adams, and his instant reaction is to put his hands up.
Yeah,
He doesn't even push fully through if you watch his video. He pretty much just
but-
does this, and the fact of his impact of his movement going that way. I mean, Adams is walking this way. The photographer comes this way. What's going to happen? Guarantee Adams is a lot more physical than this photographer guy was.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
bigger.
not saying Adams was in the wrong by any means. Like, I would have done the same thing. All I'm saying is, like, when you're making that kind of money, and I get it's probably a split, decision,
Right.
reaction. But when you're making that kind of money, you kind of have to expect people are going to come after you for dumb
But
shit.
or the thing is, it's sports photographers who take this picture all the time, and they take everyone's picture, so they line up in the tunnels and they run to the side, but they don't. I mean, they sometimes get inside, in the front of someone. They go backwards as they're taking the picture. They give them their personal space. They don't usually just get right up in the face like that. So it was very odd that this photographer. Maybe he was new. I don't know, but I mean,
if anything, anyone's in the wrong, it's the Kansas City facility, because everywhere I've heard is normally if the photographers and the players are going down the same tunnel, they have a dividing,
Yes.
something that divides them, where photographers, you stay on this side, players go this side. It's known. Well, Kansas City, it was just wide open. I don't even think the photographers, from what I've heard, the photographers don't go down that way unless they're talking to a player or taking pictures of the player as they're doing it. The
Right,
fact
they
that he
don't get in
came
front of the
running
guy.
into that spot makes me think he was trying to antagonize Adams because he knew he was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to show that in the video. So, but what gets me, and this is, I don't know.
So
the photographer was in the wrong place, got pushed over. But go ahead, you can say something, Travis. I'm about to go off on a tangent here about this thing. So, go ahead.
do we think this will go anywhere? Because I
What?
don't. I think this guy is going to try and sue, and so is the thing. But they're going to end up finding him in the wrong. Because
No, I guarantee it'll be settled by the NFL.
so
absolutely,
it'll
The
be
NFL
settled.
will give him a bag of cash.
And do you think this guy will ever be allowed back on a football field?
Oh no.
No.
He's done his job as any kind of photographer on a football field.
Do you think they're going to suspend Adams, though? You think Adams will get suspended for this?
I don't think so.
I
Like
think
said,
if they
Adams
suspend,
didn't push through. Adams was jogging that way and put his arms up.
Mhm.
If Adams would to physically full extension push him to the ground, that would have been one thing. But the guy ran into Adams and Adams just kind of put his arms up. Instant reaction.
I think if they try and if the NFL tries to suspend Adams, the NFLPA will be taking them to court instantaneously because you have players that have done a lot worse than that. And
Well, that's what my tangent was going to be. We have people in practice swinging helmets at other players. I think they go to jail. That's assault. I don't care if it's on the football field. Is there something in their contract that says you can do these kind of things on the football field and not be charged with it by another player? Is that something? I mean, it's one thing to get hurt playing football, but when you take a helmet and you,
It's called the gladiator rule. Didn't you get the memo?
yeah,
I did not. I'm just saying, if
It's an old
a photographer can get pushed and sue, and I'm playing football and someone hits me in my head with their helmet, my helmet's off, and during the football game, and there's no criminal charges.
See, I always like talking with people because Gail does have friends that work for different photo companies and production companies for sports, and they're told basically you are in basically a nothingness compared to the players. You do not get in the way of the players, whether they're your team or the other team. If something were to happen, you will be the one who is fired, and you are like whether you are part of because you're working for them basically, and that you are to stay out of their way at all times. You can be to the side. You have to give them, it's like a 5-foot barrier and stuff like that. So that way they have their personal space. But basically you are just there to be seen, not heard. And you should not be anywhere near a player when they are on the move.
And I'm pretty sure part of their contract is the fact is when you are on the field or the field area, you are at risk to be hit by a player.
Because you think about all those times that players are jumping for a ball out of bounds and how many times those camera guys have gotten hit. Hell, they've been shown on national television taking a football right to the camera because he's taking the pictures, and the quarterback overthrew a receiver, and helmet basically ruins a $10,000 lens.
Hey, I ordered that. This Amazon commercial. I ordered this thing. It was on sale.
I'm a little behind you, so we'll have to see. It was the Ecobee things or the Eco
Eero.
Yeah.
The mesh system.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, think about it. That's when you get those best shots, like the players like falling out of bounds and going right at the camera, and that camera holds true and just gets the photo and takes the hit.
Yeah, it's the last thing that camera ever saw.
But you want to know what? They captured it in time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where what should have happened is the Kansas City Chiefs should have stepped in and said, listen, you are working for us here. In theory, you do not have the ability to press charges.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City's facility needed to take responsibility, and the football team needed to take responsibility, saying, hey, listen, you are on the field, you are a photographer. You do not have the right to press charges if you got hit by a player when you are running across an area.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be one thing if that photographer was standing there the whole time and Adams just walked up and pushed him. That'd be one thing. But the fact is that photographer ran pretty much into Adams. It's just like what's going to happen. It's just like what happened with that person that ran on the field that tried to sue the Seattle Seahawks player. That got thrown out.
Did it? I hadn't heard whether it got thrown out or not.
Last time I heard it was either in the process of being thrown out or it was going to be the courts were going to fine him or sue or prosecute him for some kind of false accusation that ended up costing the court money, so he would have had to pay restitution for the whole court system to deal with it.
I would have gone that way because you want to do that? Maybe we could stop some of these people trying to sue just to get a bag of cash.
That's what needs to start happening. Is you don't just have to pay for your lawyers and their lawyers. You have to pay for every single person that had to show up and do a job that day. And that's where you stop these people just accusing people and suing people happy.
Yep.
Oh, you're going to sue them? Guess what? It's going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And guess what? You can't claim bankruptcy on this one.
Nope.
You're going to pay for it till any single time you make a paycheck, it's going to be deducted automatically. You don't even have an option. That's the only way you start stopping these people.
Where did Chris go?
He had to pee. But you want to know what? The Thursday Night Football staff, the ex-players, that is a lineup. I mean, you got Tony Gonzalez, you got Fitzpatrick, you got Richard Sherman, and you got the Rams lineman. What's his name? The tackle for the Rams.
Yeah. Andrew Whitworth.
Whitman.
Yeah, Whitworth.
Yeah.
It says Whitworth.
So, Whitman, Fitzpatrick, and Sherman all just retired this past year. They are literally less than a year removed from football, which the fact that they have them there, it's probably the best, because the fact is those players say what they want to play. They were told, be themselves, don't change.
Yep.
So, I mean, just the staff that they have for these games is probably one of the better staffs. They're not the stereotypical, we're proper.
Yeah, they're not
they're there to, and
NBC
they're
guys.
talking football. They're gonna call it who they think they should.
And I like it because I think the NBC, ABC, Fox, everything else, whatever, Monday night, they're so old.
Yeah,
the
they
Monday
are.
pundits, the Monday morning, the quarterback pundits, pardon the interruption. These people are. I mean, I'm old. These people are like 70.
Yeah,
20. Get them out of there.
Yeah, and even the commentators, we have like one that like we've all heard our whole entire life. I can't. Who's the one that's a normal NFL commentator?
Sims.
Yeah, Sims, and like he calls a cool game, and he's excited even though he's like 100 years old. But then we got this new guy who's like mostly a college commentator, who flies back and forth all the time just so he can do both. And he's like he's kind of growing on me because he's like he knows his football. He's super smart, but he's like not John Madden, but John Madden-ish, because like he says like he makes sounds and stuff like that.
You can't compare people to John Madden.
No, but he reminds me kind of like what John Madden used to do, kind of thing. Just not the team that scores the most will win that game. John Madden is saying.
So the total yards in this game, the Bears have 202, the Commanders have 88, and the Commanders are winning 3-0.
I still don't think Commanders are the worst team in the NFL. But anyways, continue with the show, please.
All right. So Monday, since we were on Monday night, anyways.
Yes.
The Raiders had a chance to tie the game and possibly go into overtime, but instead went for 2 because we always go for the win. Caused them to lose by 1 point. Do you think McDaniels made the correct call at the time, and would you have made that same call?
Oh, well, Smitty and Nate already discussed this on...
Well, I didn't... Well, because I had to go to work today.
And believe it or not, me and Nate disagreed on that. So.
Yes, they did. So,
All right.
Smitty, why don't you go first?
Yeah.
You can reiterate your opinion.
I think he made the correct call. I would have absolutely gone for it on 2. Or only for 2. Mostly because they weren't really stopping Kansas City in the second half. So Kansas City, all they had to get a field goal, whether they got the 2 points or didn't get the 2 points. I mean, yeah, if you tie it, you may go into overtime. You may not. I mean, at least you're tied. But they weren't stopping them. They ended up stopping them, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But then they would have went into overtime, and because Raiders didn't kick the field goal to win the game anyhow at the very end anyway. So I would have gone for 2. I would go for 2 all the time. I think they did the right call.
All right, Chris.
Chris, you want to go next?
I agree with Smitty. I would have went for 2.
Okay, Travis?
I would have gone for the tie to start off with. I know my defense had a hard time in the second half because I know I watched it. And I was yelling at the TV. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I would have kicked the field goal, so at least I know I'm tied.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to tell my defense...
Extra point, not field goal.
Oh, yeah, the extra point. And I would have told my defense that their starting positions would live or die on this next drive. If they didn't stop Kansas City, I would be looking for all new defensive players.
Well, that's a good point. And they had to start from 1. So...
And yes, they had the chance to march it back down because the defense had stopped them. But at least if you had the tie, you knew you would be going into overtime. And as we all know, overtime gets crazy.
Okay,
how about you, Jeremy?
You want to hear the what they should have done?
Yes.
Yes, let's get the correct answer.
Okay. So how much time was left in the game? Do you guys recall?
4.5 minutes.
Yes, 4.5 minutes. How long on average does it take for Kansas City to score points?
About a minute.
4 seconds.
Exactly.
8 seconds.
So it doesn't
total.
matter if you get a 1-point lead on Kansas City with 4.5 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, no matter what your defense is doing. The odds are you're getting the ball back. If it's tied, they're pushing. They're not playing it safe. They're pushing. They're going to go for the win.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? They're going to probably score quick, or they're going to do something stupid. One of the two. They're not
Kansas
a team
City
that
had
slowly
already,
methodical moves their way down the field.
Yeah, and Kansas City had already screwed themselves a couple of times during that game. So.
And the refs screwed everyone a couple of times in that game.
Oh, yeah, the refs. Oh,
yes.
Almost forgot about the refs.
Oh, hold on. You got to let me finish.
All right,
so the fact is, 4.5 minutes left against an offense like that, you take the tie, knowing the fact is they're going to get a possession, you're going to get a possession.
Yeah, I mean, my logic is the exact same logic you had. My answer was different, though. Because, I was like, it doesn't matter if you're tied or if you're down by 1. They're going to go down and score, so what's the point of, being tied? They're going to lose anyway. So
yeah, but the fact is that so the thing is, if they go down and kick a field goal, now you can't tie it with a field goal. You have to score a touchdown to win the game. You have to score a touchdown to do anything. You kick a field goal, you're still down by 1, you lose.
Yep.
At least the fact is, if they go down, they kick a field goal, they're up by 3. You go down, you get in field goal range as time's expiring. You kick a field goal. Well, guess what? You still have another chance to possibly go down, possibly win the toss, go score a touchdown, win the game.
And your field goal kicker has already nailed 2 field goals that are longer than he's already ever kicked for you guys.
And
I know
Kansas
because I got
still
some
on
really
backup
nice
kicker.
points out of those.
Kansas City's still on a backup kicker, so
yeah. So the refs, Did everybody see that ridiculous roughing the passer fumble and
There
strip
was
sack?
3
Strip
ridiculous
sack?
roughing the passers this weekend. 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so the question,
that was probably the
the
worst
real-
one of them all.
Okay, so the real question for you: do you think it's an overreaction due to the Tua issue that the refs were told anything that looks suspicious, throw the flag?
Yes.
Because
I
since
would agree.
that happened, those refs have been throwing the flag on any time that quarterback gets hit anything more than like a bear hug.
Yeah.
Okay,
If that quarterback gets hit, the flag comes out.
There's another flag I want to talk about after we have this discussion because it's a good interesting stat you probably don't know. But I think that flag, I think the one on Tom Brady,
Yep.
and there's another one, I think it was the Eagles. I'm not sure, might not have been the Eagles. There's another game that just it happened to Brady.
I think it was the
And
Eagles
called,
too. Yep.
And then there was other tackles where they did the exact same thing to Tom Brady, to other quarterbacks, and flung him harder. I think the Green Bay game, and no flag. Aaron Rodgers got maybe it wasn't Aaron Rodgers,
No, it wasn't
maybe it
Rodgers.
was. But and that was
No,
crap
because if
because
Rodgers
I
got
did
flown
think-
to the ground like that, he'd be done for the season.
But here's my question.
No, he gets the flag.
But here's my question. You said we're talking about the Kansas City one, right?
Yeah.
How? Okay, that was Kansas City's ball,
Yes,
Mhm.
that was a strip sack.
right?
Yep.
Okay, but the ball was loose before the penalty took place and was recovered before the penalty.
I was going to say
Yeah,
the ball
it
was
was-
in possession
The
of
reason
the-
his hands weren't both on the ground was because he was
He
holding
had
onto the
ball
damn
before
ball.
the penalty came out. So yes, give him the penalty, but give him the turnover.
Yeah.
Because the penalty happened after the turnover.
You can't call a penalty on roughing the passer if the ball's loose.
Right. You can't.
Everyone's
There
going to
is
the
no
ball.
penalty because he did not. The quarterback did not possess the ball.
Wait, Fields threw it right off the helmet of the guy on that first interception. I didn't realize that.
So I mean, yeah. So you can't have pass interference if he don't have the ball. I mean, you can't have a rough
He's-
passer. So the ball was. How do they not call that? Because the ball was loose. The ball was loose,
Yeah.
The ball was in Kansas City's arm.
and there's no way it's pass interference. I mean, roughing the
Yeah,
passer.
No,
that had to be the worst one of the weekend.
Yeah. That was
It was.
out of all of them. That was the worst call the whole entire weekend by the refs. And boy, did those fans let those refs know. And when he had to call another penalty against them, you could see him barely getting it out because he was afraid he was going to get shot before he even left the stadium.
But there was just too many of these roughing the passers that was like.
They,
'cause
yeah,
the
weren't
one that
roughing
took
the
two
passer.
out, that fling down that hit two, that was worse than all
And
these
that-
roughing the passer ones we had this
Right,
weekend.
and that fling down wasn't even really that hard when it comes
Against
down
Tom
to it.
Brady, yeah, that was he rolled. I don't know what else he's supposed to do. He rolled him over.
Right.
Yeah,
And-
it's I guarantee it's the
It's
the
a
refs were
super
told
overreaction.
the refs were told because of that Thursday night, and they kept showing the replay. They kept showing him on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yahoo did not do any favors to the NFL that night.
You mean Amazon?
What they do? Yeah, I mean Amazon.
Yeah.
What they needed to do was not show that play 100 times, and not show him on the ground. You
Yeah.
cut the camera. You go to something else. You go to sideline reporter. You go to something. People standing on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You do not keep showing him laying like that on the ground.
Yeah, you don't.
That's
And the people who are who are there, because it's the normal NFL people that are producing the cameras, and they should know
Right.
better.
yeah, exactly. They're taught not to show those type of things, yet they kept showing it.
Yeah. Because, it's exciting for Amazon to actually have something exciting happen because, it's their first football season. But the NFL is going to renege their deal real quick if they keep doing crap like that.
Oh no, they won't. That's too much money. They don't have an out.
They would just get rid of Thursday night at that point.
No, it's part of the deal. Is Thursday night's guaranteed so many games per year on top
Yeah,
of it.
well, yeah, I hope after the end of this 10 years, I'll probably be dead. But at the end of the 10 years, I hope they just get rid of Thursday night football. Or at least let Amazon have it still, but just move it to Saturday night football.
They won't do Saturday because of college.
Well, then do it on Sunday night football.
I want
the whole
Friday
way.
night, so that
They
way.
only need one game. It's just
They
one
won't
game. Do it
the thing is,
Sunday night.
They won't do Friday night or Saturday night because of college stuff.
Is there really
Do it
college
Sunday night
games
with
on
the other
Friday night?
Late night game.
Chris, are there any good college games on Friday nights ever?
On occasion.
It doesn't matter if it's good or not. It's college football. It draws a large crowd. The NFL and college have an agreement that they're not going. If unless severe circumstance happen, they're not going to impede on each other's.
So
night.
basically, COVID was the only way we got anything other than Thursday, Monday, and Sunday.
Yeah, pretty much, because they have it's not an official agreement, but it's
unspoken rule.
Yes,
between the
it's
two
an
of them.
unspoken agreement that, hey, you are providing us with the talent. We are not going to impede on your ability to make your money off TV revenue.
Yeah. All right.
So my thing I wanted to
Intentional grounding.
No. That I don't get that anymore. But no, and this was the Kansas City Raiders game.
Yep.
Okay, Kansas City was kicking that field goal, and then there was a holding on defense.
Yes, it never gets called.
Yes, the last time that was called.
Yeah.
Last time that was called was 2014, and it was called by the same referee. They called it this time,
really?
And it was called against the Raiders.
Was it the
game?
the Patriots?
I'm not sure true that fact is, but I read that fact and see because I can't believe it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" It gave them a first down and they scored.
I've never heard of on a field goal try the defense getting a holding call. That just doesn't happen.
No, it happens every time. They just don't call it because it doesn't play.
Yeah, It's like you're kicking a field goal. You got everybody blocking. Why would a defensive player be holding an offensive player? They're not going downfield.
Exactly.
They're trying to get through them, so they're grabbing them, throwing them to the side. And that's not technically holding because you're within a yard of the line.
No, it's still holding. The yard line you're at does not affect holding penalties. Hate to tell you.
On defense, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Because the only
go check the rule book again.
All right, I'll go check it again.
You cannot hold a player no matter where you are. You can block or hit someone a yard past the line, but you cannot hold them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Holding's holding no matter where.
Wasn't the holding play called on the interior lineman?
You can do this on them right there, but once they get loose to that, your hand gets past this, then now it's
right.
hold.
Yeah,
as soon as the refs can see that you're pulling the shirt, you're getting called on holding.
Holding calls are usually always called on receivers, on defensive backs downfield, holding a receiver because now they're trying to stop the player from going downfield. Was any offensive player going downfield?
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. In theory, it is the correct call. It's just a call that never gets called, and that's the issue. You said, it hasn't been called since 2014, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a call that, in theory, that's one of those BS calls. That's a makeup call right there.
Yeah, that was like, here, Kansas City, we screwed you up, screwed you guys over, so we're gonna get you guys a touchdown.
Yeah, because that's one of those calls. It happens every single field goal. That same issue happens. You could literally call holding on every single play in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
If you really looked, you could call holding on every single play.
Oh, I know.
Because
I'm yelling at the TV.
It's only when it's severe enough that it causes even one of the, I think at the Monday night game, the Chiefs Raiders, there was a guy that pretty much got choke collared, and they didn't call it.
Yeah, if they don't, if it's obvious, they'll call it every time. But if it's not going to affect that part of the play, like it's okay, well, it's very small, it's very minor. It really didn't affect the outcome of that play. So they will do a 50-50 on that on the referee. Some referees are really stingy about it, some are not.
Yeah, they just kind of say, oh yeah, we understand, but it didn't change anything.
Right, exactly. So,
all right. So give us the top 10. Top 15, Smitty. Oh, Chris.
Me?
Chris has been quiet.
Chris has been doing yeah. Let's get Chris back in this. Do you have it up, Chris?
Yeah. Is it the top 15?
Top 15.
Yes. Okay, at 15.
Oh, how they have fallen.
At 15, the Rams are down from number 11. At 14 are the Raiders, up from 15. At 13 are the Giants, up from 19. At 12 are the Chargers, up from 14. At 11 are the Titans, up from 12. At 10 are the Cowboys, up from 13. Dropping up quite a bit, down from 3 to number 9 are the Bengals. Down from 4 to number 8 are the Packers. At number 7, up from number 9 are the Vikings. And number 6, up from number 8 are the Buccaneers. Number 5, up from number 7 are the Ravens. And number 4, down 1 from 5, are the 49ers. And number 3,
I messed something up here.
I'm guessing they were 3.
Yes.
So number 3, no change. The Chiefs. At number 2, the Eagles. And at number 1, the Bills.
All right. So am I the only one else as surprised that the Rams have fallen from being a top 10 team to now they're in the 15? And that the Eagles
I think Jeremy
are
said
number
something about
2.
that like last year.
They're going to go from hero to 0?
I mean, I don't
Just
think
like
he said
Jeremy in
exactly
fantasy?
that, but I think he said that, they
They outperformed themselves last year.
Yeah.
They went for broke last year.
Yep.
So is anybody else as surprised that the Packers only dropped to 8 and not further down after losing to the Giants?
Well, no, because the Giants moving up.
Yeah, the Giants moved up quite a bit, but I would have figured the
Packers are
Packers
not
would.
a great team. I mean,
They only the only thing good they have going for them is they have a QB that's like a top tier QB.
That's on psychedelics.
Yeah. That's the problem. He was probably drinking the real absinthe while he was over there, and that's why he couldn't complete a pass.
No, he probably ran out of psychedelics, so he goes, "Oh crap! I have to actually see these players now."
I can't just throw it to an area and hope for the best. But the Eagles being number 2, would have never predicted that. No way.
nope. I would have predicted
We're good
49ers
for
be
this
number
year.
4.
Eagles,
have
I
predicted them.
haven't seen them pass a top 10 team and since we started doing this now 5 years ago. And even then, it was before that they were a top tier team, and they really weren't even that good. They lucked into the playoffs.
Yeah. The Bills are looking really powerful and mighty.
And
they're not undefeated, but they're above the Eagles because the Bills lost. Who did they lose to? Who beat that team?
That would be Miami when
Unbeatable
Tua was
team.
there.
Oh, that's right. It was the Dolphins. Oh,
That would be the game that
Tua
Tua got his a slight concussion before he got his real concussion.
the back injury.
Yeah, the back injury.
So,
Yes,
I'm going to assume that the Bills have taken over for the Patriots as the powerhouse of the team of the conference, and the Miami Dolphins are still playing that part of beating them one time a year, or like, Bills they always lose to Miami at least once. So I guess we're just regulated to that.
I think what happened is that Tua going down actually kind of killed your season.
Oh well,
Because,
he'll be back.
unfortunately, because your
only
backup
5 games in. Calm down.
Because your backup is now out
5 games
too.
in.
Your backup is now out too, and really your
so
third
he might
string
play this week.
can't even manage to keep the ball in the hands of the other players.
Our coach already said that Skyler the third will be playing this Sunday.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, and then next week it'll probably Tua coming back.
All right, there's some hope for you.
Tua is like, I swear, is like the whole team just, the whole spirit and vibe just shot out of it. You can feel it. It was like when you watch it happen on TV, it's like you can almost feel it. Like it was palatable.
You see your teammate get hurt like that, and you don't know what his condition is. You don't know how long it's going to be till he recovers. I mean, it could have been a season-ending injury. Quickly. I mean, you've been working with that same person as the starting quarterback for how many months now?
And him and Hill had finally gotten on the same page.
Mhm.
Hill was putting up some crazy numbers, and you had a line that said, "Hey, if we block, we can win these games." Considering you guys went out and beat the snot out of the Bills.
Yeah, we handled the Bills pretty well.
Yeah, and
it was the team
the
was
Jets
leading
of
themselves,
all.
and then we had lost our quarterback, our start right tackle, or both our starting cornerbacks, and our starting safety. So yeah, we were kind of hurting last week.
Yeah, because you guys
not hurting
lost
this
the-
bad for the Jets to beat the shell just like they did.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were still playing the Jets, so
Yes, the Jets. The Jets I thought was a tougher team, but I didn't think they were. I mean, I figured it was gonna be a lot closer. I figured mine would still win.
They should have still
the
won.
Jets said, "Kiss my butt." Unlike what happens with Chicago and Green Bay, which and New England now. Miami might be the best team out of all of them right now.
All right, so let's get to our fantasy league since we're just over an hour. So last week, the number 1 Ladies and Elements played number 3 Bunch of Nobodies and won 243.93 to 158.58.58. The number 2, The Thick, beat Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs 187.21 to number 10 Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs to 167.12. Number 4, Purple Cobras, beat the number 6 Isn't It Breakfastish 222.28 to 183.64. Number 5, The Implication, beat number 9 The Muppets 172.81 to 138.79. Number 7, Two Girlies, One Cup, beat number 8 The Dolphins 183.06 to 179.21.
Jeremy was like, "Damn it, man! How did the freaking Raiders get the ball back?" And
going into Monday night, I had about a 40-something point lead.
Yep.
There's no way I was going to.
I had Clyde Hilaire playing. Smitty had Adams playing.
Yep.
And Adams goes off for 50 freaking points, and Clyde Hilaire doesn't even hit 10.
Yep.
And I was like, and then I saw when after that one touchdown pass, I was like,
well,
I got 2 points or something. Then Clyde got like 2 points. I'm like, I'm within 4 points, and it's like 3 minutes left in the game, and they have to go down there and score.
Yeah.
So I got worried because
if Adams makes that catch clean,
I think I still lost if I was the only catch you got, but I'd be like 1 point behind you at that point.
Well, you got to think 1 for the catch itself,
the
16
distance
for the thing. So you're 2 point or you're 2.6. So it's teetering. I mean, and the fact is they still had the ball with time left.
Yes, and they would have probably thrown it to him one more time. And I'm just like, and of course they didn't. So
I was getting worried because Chris had the quarterback of the
Derek Carr.
You had Derek Carr, and my tight end who went out in after with not even catching the ball once.
3 plays in.
Yep. And the only thing I had the kicker from Vegas, so I was like, well, let's hope that he can't punch it in, and we just kick a lot of field goals tonight. Because at one point in time, I was looking at my points, and I'm like, oh, crap.
What was that, Chris?
Most of my losses have been by like 10, 11 points. It hasn't been by like a huge blow. And I'm watching a little bit of this game, and the Bears are going to get Justin Fields killed.
Yep.
Yeah, they.
He's just been laying on the ground like after almost every play.
So, who does Lady in Elements have on her team? Because she's putting up 250 points per week.
Yeah, average.
That would be the auto draft.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm doing auto draft next year. I don't give a dang.
Like, I try drafting behind her. That was
all right.
So from 250, you go down to 170.
Yep.
So, this week, number 1 Ladies and Elements is playing the hubby. Isn't It Breakfast?
It's breakfast. I love it.
Number 2, The Thick, is playing A Bunch of Nobodies. Number 3, Purple Cobra is playing Two Girlies, One Cup. Number 5, The Implication is playing number 8, The Dolphins.
Who's that too?
Do I have anyone playing this week?
Number 9, The Muppets, is playing number 10, Lieutenant Dan's Magic Legs, to determine who will be the Sacco runner.
Hey, you guys know I'm trying to go first to worst.
Well, I got some players that I can come this way, Jeremy.
Hey, wait. Smitty said he was wholesaling anyone on his team next time if he lost this week. I put a trade offer in, and I don't think he'll accept it.
I did. I accepted it.
You did?
He didn't accept my trade offer. He's like, no, I gotta wait till next week.
You have Adams, Jeremy. He's right.
I haven't looked at my fantasy team since I did that night.
And like I said, Travis, with your trade, I've already did my fire sale for this week. When I lose again, I'll have another fire sale. And you're the first.
Technically, isn't a fire sale if you only sell one player.
It's a fire sale. It's a 1-player sale every week. You have to be the first one there, and I don't even think the game had officially ended.
The game had completely ended.
I submitted the trade offer.
Well, the problem was I didn't realize he was going for the same tight end that I needed this week because my tight end is on vacation this week.
So maybe I'll get the Sacco. And I don't care about the Sacco and win the title here. I just hate my whole record of Yahoo Sports, like my 15-year record. I want to be above 500. If I keep losing, I'm never going to get above 500.
All right. So let's.
In 2 weeks, I'm gonna have some players popping off, so I might be willing to trade someone.
Okay.
I got some people coming off suspension and getting healthy.
All right, so let's do this. The Thickens Sportscast does not support or advocate anyone to actually place monetary bets on anything we talk about on this show. This is for entertainment purposes only, as we are not professionals. Never bet money you cannot afford to lose. If you or anyone you know has or thinks they have a gambling problem, the national hotline is 1-800-522-4700. It is 100% confidential and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, please go to ncpgambling.com.
Hey, you skipped right over Smitty's question of the week, if he had one.
No.
I did not. We don't
we
really
don't do that anymore.
That's part of the Smitty stat.
Yeah, that's stat.
Does anyone remember what this question was for? Oh, was this how many games an AFC
playoffs?
To?
The playoffs.
We should probably document that.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Okay, so
Okay.
the Smitty's question of the week, we all picked amount of games.
Yeah.
Okay, so this current week, or this past weekend, we went 1-0-1 off our 2 bets, right? You only made 2 of them, Travis?
Yeah, we only made two bets.
Yes, we went 1-0-1. We picked the Chargers -2 over the Browns, which apparently was exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm.
They won by 2, which gave us a push, which gave us our money back. So
Yep.
no harm, no foul. And then we did Titans. I think it ended up being -1 in the end.
Yes.
-1 over the Commanders, and we won that game.
Let me
So
look at it real quick.
we made $9 this week off of 2 bets.
Let me look real quick.
We got our 10 back from the push, and then we made 19 something off that one.
I'll tell you in a second. It's for some reason it's taking a minute. Once in a while it's still coming up. Come on.
We definitely lost the Dolphins game. The push, the Browns, Chargers, the push. Yes.
We didn't bet. We only bet those 2 though.
Yeah, we only bet 2 games.
Good.
My bets.
Yeah. So right now we're one game behind.
Yeah, the Titans was a 1-point game, and they won by a lot more than a point.
Yeah.
And the Chargers went from 1.5 to 2, and it was a push.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if we could have got at 1.5, we would have won Baltimore this week.
So that's why tonight we have already made our bets.
Yes, we have already made our bets. We have the Bucks -8 over the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals -2 over the Saints. And the 49ers -5 over the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a spread? I thought the spread was 4.5. It's 5?
By the time
it doesn't matter. I think the 49ers are going to damage
it. By the time I made it up to New
4.5, but by the time you made the bet, it was 5. I pulled it from the photos you sent.
Yeah.
Well, 49.
And the funny part is, if I hadn't had to sit in traffic on Route 2 because of a major accident, that literally it took me a whole extra hour to get up to New Hampshire than I had told you guys it would take. And if I probably made up there in time, it would have been 4.5 points.
So if we lose because it's at 5, or if we push because it's a 5-point spread, we know who to blame.
Yeah. Somebody who got into an accident today on Route 2.
Someone in a coma is out of the hospital right now. Going to pull his tubes out. You son of a bitch.
There was an ambulance that went by, 2 different fire trucks, 3 ramp trucks, and a big rig tow truck.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and when I finally got up to it, the only thing left was the big rig, who was just like, it looks like they were replacing a tire so that way they could get on the get towed.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Before we get into our picks.
Yep.
Breaking news. A new lawsuit filed against Deshaun Watson. A therapist alleged pressured oral sex.
Really?
Oh, God.
Yes. So now we're up to, 80-something lawsuits against him?
I don't know, but it's ridiculous. I mean, the
Hold
whole thing. And I
So
say it's
she
ridiculous.
didn't
I keep
get
saying
it-
it's ridiculous because, okay, how does he pressure? Hey, you want to give me oral sex?
So,
No.
hold
come
on.
on.
This
Come on, give me
wasn't
oral
part
sex.
of the original ones? How did she miss the original ones?
No, I'm not sure. It's a new lawsuit filed this week.
It probably has different verbiage. Probably the same one from before, and it's one of the ones that he didn't settle because I think he didn't settle 2 of them. They probably just
No, this is they're looking at this as another new lawsuit there. That's how they describe it.
He's never
Harris-
winning
such a
again.
limitation of this thing.
It's not outside the statute of limitation, I tell you.
I guess it's probably true. And don't get me wrong, I'm not for sexual assault. Obviously not. But saying, hey, you want to rub my booty? Not really. Oh, come on, rub my booty. It's okay. I mean, are we not supposed to be independent thinkers, strong enough, especially if you're a professional, say, get the hell out of my office? I mean, and then you're going to sue someone because they said, hey, rub my, other parts of my body?
So it says that a licensed massage therapist says that Watson solicited her for a massage in a hotel room in December after first making contact with her on Instagram. You do not find masseuses on Instagram.
No.
This is ridiculous.
I know what you find on
people.
Instagram that aren't masseuses.
People should not feel uncomfortable when they were masseuses. I have a person in my family who's a masseuse. She's massaged a lot of wrestlers and stuff. They come up with this color.
Better yet, it says plaintiff refused to have sex with Watson. However, was able to pressure her into oral sex with the defendant. Watson paid her $300 for the service.
That's normal oral sex. An hour. That's prostitution.
Yeah, that's what that is right there.
That's prostitution.
And if she took that money, that means that she could get
sued. Prostitution, yeah.
Because in Texas, the prostitution is illegal anywhere. The only place it's legal is in Nevada and Vegas.
So they might both be going to jail for that one.
So it's either he pressured you or he paid you. He did do both.
Yeah.
Well, no, he pressured with cash.
That's not pressure. That's enticement.
Yeah.
But you pressure it. Say, oh, I'll give you this much. I'll give you this much.
Okay. Jeremy, do you have? We'll talk to Chris. Chris, you have some Ohio State stuff behind you. Looks really cool, right? And I come up to you, and you got something over there that's, to you, it's limit. The value of it's just unreal. You will never sell it. And I say, hey, I got $500 if you sell that thing on your wall. No, I got. How about $650? How about $700? I'm now pressuring him with cash to sell me a service. And because it's not sexually related, I don't go to jail.
Oh, you could.
Yeah. Why?
No, all he's doing is making a transaction.
I'm trying to be convincing to Chris to sell me, and I go, hey, Chris, I want that. I'll give you $500,000. He's like, hell yeah, you can have it.
He could sue you for
coercement. Because that's the only thing I can think it would be.
Intimidation, yeah. When you're intimidated.
Here's $500,000, and Chris goes, "Oh, of course, yes, you can have it now." And then Chris is going to come back and say, "Oh, well, he intimidated me by giving me $500,000 for something that cost $2,000."
Yeah, that's about the dumbest equivalent, but yeah.
Yeah, I am very good at making those.
So another thing we didn't bring up tonight. Did you see Dan Snyder, the owner of the Commies?
Oh yes.
Has he had hired a independent investigator and has a lot of dirt apparently on many different owners and even Commissioner Roger Goodell.
I want it all to come out.
I do too.
Can't wait to see it.
I want to hear everything, especially about Roger Goodell. That should be the first stuff he releases.
They're all a bunch of just
rich snobs.
They're a mafia. They're the mafia. They're not.
They're the equivalent. Yeah.
They're multi-billionaires, and they're just
in a group. There's 32 of them.
33, including Goodell.
Yeah.
Right, and they just do what they want to do, and that they're the mafia. They have the bosses. Okay, one's the boss of the Texas mafia. One's the boss of the, Florida mafia. One's the boss. When they got the head, he's the Don.
Exactly.
And he just says what he goes.
Yeah.
I'll give you an offer you can't refuse. I'm gonna fire you. And that's all they do. So
yeah. So I think the owner of the Washington Commanders has been under backlash ever since the conversation with him and the Raiders' old coach John Gruden came out.
Yep. And then so he signed he signed the ownership technically over his wife, but we all know how that goes.
So they've had multiple allegations of sexual misconduct and whatnot, and the league has just been tearing him up, and he hit his breaking point.
Yep.
Yeah. So now he just wants to.
So now
he's going to air everybody's dirty laundry.
Exactly, because they're all the same. All those old rich guys, they're all the same. Their mentality's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "You want? If you're gonna just run me through the dirt, I'm taking you all down with me."
Ready, boys?
Wouldn't it be great if the NFL dropped down to 24 teams?
Wouldn't it be great if like 8 owners had a sell in the same offseason?
You think we could get together and buy one of the teams? You got enough money, Chris? Travis, you guys think you'd go get loans for that kind
I've
of
been
cash?
trying to win the lottery up here, but it's not working out so well.
Wait, Smitty, you just can't go buy an NFL team right now? What are you doing with your life? Are you retired? You should have more money than all of us combined.
Podcast. I'm doing all my time on podcast.
Jerry's the saver of us all. He's the one who's gonna bankroll it all.
Yep.
He's just gonna employ us all. We're gonna be
I
working
am
in
not
the kitchen.
bankrolling purchase of an NFL team. I hate to tell you, that's a little outside my budget.
Are you sure?
He said
Oh,
a little.
If it was inside my budget, I would be buying one right. I would have bought the Denver Broncos instead of Walmart.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have hired that damn coach.
Are we ready to do some picks?
We are.
All right.
No, I need to pull up Skype.
All right. I didn't get any picks from. I think I got last Thursday night from Amanda, but that I couldn't find that.
Yeah.
I thought Amanda made her pick tonight. Oh,
yeah, I
you
got
did the
that.
pick?
This is from last week. If anybody,
I don't think I saw any of people's picks at all last week.
Amanda had the Broncos last week. That is the only. Nope.
You can ask Nate if she sent one in. She's pretty honest about that.
So this is what she. No, Amanda texted me directly. So sorry, I was on week 4 and I need to be on week 5. So but I didn't get any picks from Mo and Chris.
No, I sent you Mo's picks.
I didn't pick last week.
Yeah. So you sent me Mo's picks. Do you know where they are? Because I can't find them.
I usually send them to you in the Thick and Thin League.
Oh jeez.
Hold on, I'll find them.
Yeah, find them for me because I didn't see them.
Because I always send them the same spot, and we sent them Sunday. I sent them Sunday morning. So we might have missed. I'm not sure what time Sunday morning. We might have missed the first. No, I think we sent them a Saturday.
I don't know.
Okay. Most picks I sent them at 5:07 p.m. on the 8th.
That's fine. Just give me all of them.
Okay, Browns.
Hold on. Giants, Packers. Did you pick
Packers.
that game? Packers.
Yeah, it just hers aren't in order, so
All
they're
right. Lions, Pats.
Pats.
Chargers, Browns.
Browns.
Texans, Jaguars.
Jaguars.
She always picks Tampa because of Tom Brady.
Steelers,
Buffalo.
Did she pick? Yeah, okay, she did pick the Bucks. Steelers, Buffalo.
Yeah. Steelers, Bills.
Bills.
Dolphins, Jets.
Jets.
Bears, Vikings.
Bears.
Titans, Commies.
I believe she picked the. What was it?
Titans or Commies?
Titans.
Titans.
Okay. For some reason, I thought she picked the Commies, but that was tonight.
Seahawks, Saints.
Seahawks.
Niners, Panthers.
Niners.
Eagles, Cardinals.
Eagles.
Dem Boys, the Rams.
Dem Boys.
The Bengals or the Ravens.
Bengals.
Raiders or Chiefs.
Chiefs.
All right. So, last week, me and Nate got 12 wins. Smitty, Gail, and Mo all tied with 10. And Jeremy,
Nice.
you ended up getting 9. Chris got 1, and Amanda got 0.
You know, Chris has the best percentage this last week.
Yeah. He went 1 for 1. Amanda went 0 for 1. All right.
100%.
So on Thursday night, we had the Indianapolis Colts lose to the Denver Broncos, win to the Denver Broncos, 12-9.
Hey, Travis, can you zoom it out a little bit so we can see the names across the top of it?
Oh.
On the Skype or on the YouTube?
Yeah, what happened there?
That's what I'm saying. I can see Thursday. I can't see anything above it. That's what I was trying. I'm like, wait, because I forgot you moved Nate out of the second spot. So I was like, wait, why am
So hold on.
I was like, why did I only get one pick last week? I was completely confused.
Weekly picks. Let me unlock it. Oh, I see what happened here.
I just like to see the names across the top so I know what the order is. I know it should just be us, but I was like, wait, what's going on?
I need the top 280, 60. There we go.
Oh, he hit the ground yet again.
Done.
There we go. I can see it better now.
Yay.
Am I the only one that has that kind of ADD?
Oh, I don't even have it up.
No, not better now.
No, hold on.
You zoomed.
Stretch the screen. There we go. Now I gotta lock it, and we're good. All right. Oh, I see what happened. All right, so.
All right, thank you.
The New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers traveled all the way to Old England to have the Packers lose 22-27.
Okay, did anyone actually watch this game?
No,
I did.
I was walking out the door to go to Connor's football game to go coach that game when this started, and I had forgot that was even on.
So I went over to my buddy's house to help him with his golf cart, and I quickly looked at the score, and the Packers were up by like 14. I'm like, oh, game's over. Packers win that game. And then after, when I finally got back home, I checked the score. I'm like, wait, they lost to the Giants.
Hold on, you're telling me your buddy doesn't have a TV in his garage like everybody else does?
The Giants looked really good. That Barkley is back into his old ways, and I mean, they're gonna be tough. They're gonna be a tough out.
It just shows the difference between coaching, what coaching can change. But no, he does not have a TV in his garage. He said, "Oh, we can bring one out," but I'm like, "Nah, it's fine at this point in time."
But
So
the Giants
now
wanted,
you have
the
to tell
Giants
me
wanted
has-
in from defense. They stopped Aaron Brady.
Aaron Brady.
They stopped Aaron Rodgers twice from the 2-yard line, knocked down 2 passes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and hurt his hand on the last one. Oh,
Yep.
oh.
All right.
Fields is
So-
gonna get himself killed.
Sunday at 1:00 at our normal time, the Detroit Lions went to the New England Patriots and lost 29
The
to
number
nothing.
one ranked offense, Detroit Lions.
The what?
The number one ranked offense, Detroit Lions.
Really?
Yes. But we all should have seen it coming because it's Jared Goff against Belichick.
Yeah. The Los Angeles Rams went to Cleveland and won 30-28. The Los Angeles Chargers, sorry. The Houston Texans went to Jacksonville and won 13-6. The Atlanta Falcons went down to Tampa and lost 21-15. The Pittsburgh Steelers went over to Buffalo and lost 38-3. The Miami Dolphins traveled to New Jersey to play the New York Jets, and they lost 40-17.
It was closer to the score.
The Chicago
The last 2 touchdowns on the Jets were in garbage time in the last 5 minutes because Miami had to go out on 4th down in their own territory. So,
Yeah. The Chicago Bears traveled up to Minnesota, and they lost 29-22. The Tennessee Titans went over to Washington and beat them 21-17. The Seattle Seahawks went down to New Orleans and lost to the Saints 39-32. The San Francisco 49ers traveled over to Carolina to visit the Panthers. They won 37-15. The Philadelphia Eagles kept their winning streak going by beating the Arizona Cardinals 20-17. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Los Angeles Rams 22-10. The Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday night lost to the Baltimore Ravens 19-17. And the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday night lost by 1 point to the Kansas City Chiefs 30-29.
great games. It was really good games this week.
The Monday night game was good, and Sunday night game was good.
So before we move on, you realize Atlanta's the only team in the league to cover the spread every week of the year so far.
Really?
And yes, we bet against them this week.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah, I heard that stat before last week, and I was like, wait, really? And I looked back, and sure enough, they have, and they covered the spread because they were supposed to lose by like 7 or something like that to the Tampa.
Yeah. Well, so far tonight, the only person that picked the Commanders was Mo. We all went with the Bears.
Currently losing by 1.
Yes. So I get to go first.
Well, no, you picked the Bears first.
Yeah. So Jeremy, you get to go first.
Kidding, you get to go
Too
first.
Too late. But this is also the beginning of the bye weeks. The Lions, the Texans, the Raiders, and the Titans are all on a bye this week. Jeremy.
Yeah, that's my main fantasy player right there.
Yeah. Sunday, 1:00, because as far as I know, there's no earlier games this week.
No, there's not
The
this
Baltimore
week.
Ravens are going to Jersey to play the Giants.
I'm taking the Giants.
Taking the Giants. Chris, who you gonna go with?
Baltimore.
He's awake.
I was gonna say, is Crystal there?
We've been there for 15 minutes trying to figure out why we're doing picks from last week that we haven't updated in the system yet, Travis. That's what we're trying to figure out. Anyways,
The Smitty, Baltimore Giants.
Oh God, no and yes, because Baltimore's defense, I mean, it sucks. But Giants' offense is great. But I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Yes, nevermore.
The Giants are starting to come on, but I don't think they have enough to stop the Baltimore Ravens offense. I sure hope they don't. So I hope that Lamar runs for 150 yards. I ain't going to go with the Ravens.
I'm not playing this week in fantasy. I don't care.
Chris. The Jacksonville Jaguars go to the Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is.
Taking the Jags.
Taking the Jags. Smitty, where are you going to go?
Wait.
Is that your kitty cat?
That's his kitty cat.
They're at Mile High.
They're not at Mile High.
Why would they
They're
ever
at
be
Lucas
Mile
Oil
High?
Stadium.
Sorry, they're at the Colts.
They are at Lucas Oil Stadium,
Yeah,
not
Lucas Oil.
Mile High.
Yeah, that's the other. That's the
It's
other
the
one. he
same
played
team,
for.
Indianapolis.
Yeah,
too.
it was
Let's
the
say-
same team he played for. It didn't matter. The same idiot
One's
played
the
for
whole
both of them.
horse, and one's just the hoof.
Yes. Technically, they're both horses. One's just a young horse, and one's an old horse. A colt is a young horse. A bronco is an older horse.
Okay, we don't need a history lesson or.
But the symbol on their
information
helmet is just the hoof.
It's actually the
Horseshoe.
horseshoe. I'm gonna go with the Colts. Yeah, Colts. Here we go. All right, Jeremy, who are you gonna go with?
Jags.
Going with the Jags. All right, Smitty, you get the first pick. New England Patriots are at Cleveland Browns.
Before we make this pick, is anyone else's Amazon just like glitching out, like looking the screen's just kind of like blurring?
They know nobody wants to watch it, so they want to give something to complain about besides the game.
Mine seems okay.
Complaining about watching the game or complaining about
You're
not being
not
able to watch the
seeing
game?
like a drag
No,
in a blur every once in a while.
no.
So I'm not watching it right now. So Browns versus the Patriots.
Yeah, Pats
Yeah,
at Browns.
Browns.
Patriots defense has come on strong. Go Pats.
Wow, I never thought I'd heard that again. This game worries me. You guys think Pats will cover the spread. Browns finally get some defensive players back. But
Chubb is going off like a crazy man.
But their run defense can't stop crap. And the Pats are going to run like crazy because they got a a rookie QB that's only been out there for 1.5 games. So, you know what? I'm gonna try the Pats one more time. Journey, we're gonna go.
I'm taking where Jacoby Brissett started his career.
That'd be the Patriots.
Exactly. They know how to stop him.
Chris.
Pats.
Wow, across the board.
Oh fuck! Someone should have picked the Browns.
I'm sure Nate did.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, always. The Cincinnati Bengals are down at the New Orleans Saints. 2 home games in a row. I'm going to go with the Saints on this one. Journey, where are you going to go?
I'm going with the Bengals. They're winning. They're covering that spread.
They are. Chris, where are you gonna go?
I'm going with the Bengals. Olave's probably out this week for the Saints. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the Saints still have Dalton going, so he's Jekyll and Hyde. He had a good game last week.
So, Smitty, does that mean you're going with the other kitty cats?
Meow.
What noise does a Saint make?
They go marching in.
When the Saints. No, actually, I think a Saint makes shame. Shame. Shame.
I think it's actually the bell.
Yes.
All right, Jeremy. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I am. Hold on. I am not taking the rookie quarterback.
So you're going.
He just muffed the punt. Sorry.
So you're going with the Bucs.
If you aren't caught up, Chris, he just muffed the punt.
Yep, there he is. Oh, jeez. All right. So going with the Bucs. Chris,
yes, sir.
Where are you going with?
Bucks.
Smitty.
Chris, your wife.
Matey. Arr.
Oh, we're going to clear Tampa Bay across the board. Chris, the San Francisco 49ers are going to go visit the Falcons.
Niners.
Smitty?
Well, let me tell you something. We're going to find myself some gold right now. We're going to find some gold up in them hills.
Are you trying to be Prospector Nate?
He is.
No, he's stupid.
I am also going to go with the 49ers. Jeremy, are you going with the 49ers too?
Jimmy G, here we go again.
Yeah. Jimmy G looks like the year that they went to the Super Bowl.
For some reason, that when that guy is healthy, they just win.
He looks like Jimmy G from the year that they went to the Super Bowl and almost won.
Have you seen his win-losses percentage if he plays the whole game? If for 100 games, I think he has the highest win-loss percentage.
He does.
Which is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. All right, Smitty. You got the New York Jets coming off a big win and going to the Green Bay Packers.
I know. They're going to the Packers.
Off a devastating loss in England.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate this because I really think I got two teams that right now, I mean, long run, one's a lot worse than the other, but it feels like one's doing this, and they're meeting each other.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
I'm still going with the Packs. I got to go with the Packs over the Jetty Jets.
Okay, so you guys probably didn't watch it, but last Friday or Thursday, last week sometime, the American women's soccer team was in England playing against the England team.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers and Jason Sudeikis, the character who plays Ted Lasso, was at the game.
Really?
Nice.
And the announcers kept saying, "Oh, Ted Lasso, Ted Lasso, Ted Lasso," and probably after the fifth time, someone said, "Oh, Jason Sudeikis."
Great. That's great.
So, I am going to go with the Jets because the Packers have an innate ability this year to play as bad as the team they're facing.
They've always had that innate ability.
But this year it's worse than ever because they always put themselves in a position they'll possibly lose. And I think the Jets right now are taking advantage of where they can. Jeremy, where are you going to go?
I'm taking the team with Watson on them.
The Watson. Both of them have a Watson.
Which one has a prominent player with the last name Watson on it?
Wilson?
No, I mean Watson.
I don't know.
That'd be the Packers.
Oh, the Packers, yeah.
That would be the Packers. Their receiver.
Oh, yes.
Come on. Do I have to teach you everything about football?
Mm-hmm.
I taught you the first part.
Yeah, well, he's taught you everything else.
he taught me run at the person in front of you.
Yeah.
If you run them over, they can't tackle you.
And then I realized, wait, why run them over when I can just stop on a dime and change directions?
Chris, I know you're looking through your mail and trying to figure out where your blow-up doll is, but...
No, he's wondering how the Bears are actually losing this game.
Well, he was looking for something.
Yeah, I was looking for my power cord.
Green Bay Packers or the New York Jets?
Packers.
Packers. All right.
You're first.
Smitty, yeah. No. Oh, yeah, I'm first.
Yeah, you're first.
Minnesota Vikings are down at Miami. You're starting your third string quarterback again.
We should have both our cornerbacks, or at least one of the cornerbacks back, our safety back, and should have our left tackle. So the only person we're really missing is Tua.
Oh, so Smitty, question for you. Do you think the previous safety, Mr. What's his name for the Steelers, is second guessing his "I want out" statement?
Yes, I do.
I just found it funny because he goes, "I'm not dealing with this rebuild. I want out. I'm not dealing with it. I want out."
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You chose the wrong option.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
if they still had him, that defense would have been dangerous.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I don't trust your rookie QB, Jeremy.
What time is the game?
1 o'clock. It's the last 1 o'clock.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Chris.
It's not prime time. It's not a late game. Kirk Cousins does good.
Yeah, Chris.
We did good in his prime time the other day.
Vikings.
That was an early game in. He doesn't do good under the lights.
Smitty.
The Miami, boo boo. However you do a porpoise. I can't do that.
All right, Jeremy. Panthers are at Rams at 4:05. We got 2 of 4:05 games this week. Just go eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
No, I'm going to take the Panthers.
Taking the Panthers. Chris.
It's not there. Oh, there you are.
Stop talking while Chris is trying to talk. Can't hear him.
Panthers.
Look, he was tucked down. It looked. I'm like, wait, did he leave? Is that just his chair? On the Skype, on the.
He's laying way back. He's tired. He wants to go to bed. Smitty, who you gonna go with?
It's who? Oh, it's the Rams and the Panthers. I'm going with the Rams.
Going with the Rams. I am also going with the Rams.
I'm taking the Panthers because usually a new coach, a team ends up winning that first week for some dumb reason.
Arizona Cardinals are at the Seattle Seahawks. Chris, you had the first pick.
Take the Sea Chickens.
Sea Chickens.
Can't do that to me.
Smitty.
Seahawks are not a bad team, but Cardinals are. There's two other teams that are doing this, it looks like. I picked Cardinals last week that they're going to beat the Eagles, and they did not. They disappointed, but they came close. I'm going with the Cardinals. I know it's Seattle. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Seattle, ever since that first week, have kind of gone downhill. And the Cardinals have been so close every time. I'm going with the Cardinals. I'm going with you, Smitty.
Oh no,
Jerry, where are you going?
The Cardinals.
Cardinals. All right, Smitty, you get the first pick. A 4:25 game that should be a Sunday night or a Monday night game. The Buffalo Bills are at the Kansas City Chiefs.
How is this game not in prime time?
This should be a primetime game. What, Smitty?
Is it my pick?
Yes, it is. You're picking first.
I get to pick it first before anyone else gets to pick this?
Yes, Bills Chiefs.
Remember, this is the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era that since they've really become the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs, that they're not favored at home to win the game.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's going to be, that's what Indians do. That's what Native Americans did. That's what Chiefs did. They murdered Buffalo to the point of extinction.
Extinction?
Yes, that word. I'm going to start it again.
Oh. I think Fields is out with a knee.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the Buffalo Bills are going to put up more points than the Chiefs. And the Bills... Ooh. The Bills defense looks better this year. I'm going to go with the Bills. Jerry, where are you going to go? Yeah, Fields is done.
I'm going with the Bills.
Going with the Bills. Chris.
Bills.
Bills. All right, I got the first pick. The Dallas Cowboys are at Philadelphia. Oh, this is going to be a good game. I am going to go. This is going to be the real test of the Eagles. Are the Cowboys playing Dak this week, or are they still going with the rookie?
Nope. Now that I heard they're still going with the rookie.
Oh, there went his knee. You know what?
The fact his foot came loose that quickly saved his knee right there.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he's out a year. Off that hit right there.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Why not? Jerry, where are you gonna go?
Oh, where are they playing?
At Eagles. Cowboys at Eagles at 8:20 at night. Big primetime game.
That's actually a decent primetime game. I don't mind that primetime game.
I would have read this game on Monday.
Yeah, I think both the Bills, Chiefs, and Eagles, Cowboys should have been primetime. They should have flexed them around.
Yep.
They're in division. They always play each other tough, no matter what their records are. I'm going to take the home team, so I'm taking the Eagles.
Taking the Eagles. Chris, where are you going to go?
Eagles.
Eagles. Smitty.
Oh, do you need something from me?
Yes, I need to know whether you're going to take them
Need
boys
one word.
or fly, Eagle, fly.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
He's going with them boys.
I'm going with them boys. I'm going with the I'm going with that. Cowboys.
Oh no!
Jeremy. Denver Broncos at the Chargers on Monday night. Neither one of them are birds.
I know. I'm just saying that game. That's what the game's going to feel like.
Oh.
I am going with the Chargers.
Going with the Chargers.
Broncos are garbage.
We're running out of time.
Surely there must be something you can do.
I'm doing it.
Chris,
that coach is just trash.
Where are you going to go? Broncos or Chargers?
Chargers.
Smitty.
Denver and the Chargers, huh? At LA?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with there you go. Electricity. Thank you very much. Chargers.
Do you know what? I have determined that the Denver Broncos need more than just a QB, so I am going with the Chargers this week. All right, and we are all done with our picks.
Yay.
What do you think?
Oh no!
It is time to go home, to go to sleep. Good night, Chris.
That's all, folks.